Hello everyone, it's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. I'm going to give some credit where credit is due. When I see something good, I've got to point it out. I think it's worth pointing out, and hopefully they'll do more of it. So we're going to talk about Brian Michael Bendis going on the Seth Meyers show, and there's a few things to point out. First, though, I've got a campaign that I'm warming up for. I don't have a date yet, but this is going to be huge. This is an example of some artwork done by Charlie Snogan. He did the line art here, and you might recognize some of these characters. This is from Jawbreakers. He did a little story there. So Charlie Snogan and I are teaming up, and we're working on getting a colorist lined up too, and we're going to be doing a book together, and it is going to be huge. So the best thing that you can do if you enjoy this content, and if you want to check me out as a writer, I've been writing for 8 years, you can download my free ebook copy of my novel All for Owen by going down to the description below where it says sign up for the mailing list. Sign up for the mailing list and it'll automatically get sent a free ebook copy, and then you'll be in the know to learn about this new project I'll tell you more about soon. All right, so I saw this. This was a few things I want to point out. Entertainment Weekly has an article out that has Jim Lee on it, and they're actually just promoting a new comic series that's coming out. This is an attempt at trying to sell something to normies. They've picked this book, The Legion of Superheroes, because it hasn't been done in a long time. And so it's a good jumping on point for normies. They're advertising it here in Entertainment Weekly, and I didn't know this earlier, but Brian Michael Bendis actually went on to Late Night with Seth Meyers to do the same thing and promote a comic book. Isn't this strange? You don't see this kind of thing happen very often. A few things I want to point out. Jim Lee, yeah, he's a bigwig at DC Comics, but he's also doing art for it. Brian Michael Bendis is a bigwig, and he's the writer. These are creators as well. They're not just like the publisher. This is the heavy hitters. They're going out to sell comic books to normal people on one of the biggest normie places you could go, at least for a certain demographic of normies, on a late night television show. I'm astonished. Let's play just a little bit of this.
The Legion.
Yes, long live the Legion.
Again, I know what that means, or certainly I know what that means. You are going to take on the Legion of Superheroes.
Yes. And now, for people who don't know what the Legion of Superheroes are,
I got to point this out. So Seth Meyers, he's got to tell us that he knows what it is, probably because he's got nerd cred. Well, also because he's got notes in front of him. That's why Brian Michael Bendis is on the show, but that's okay. We'll let that slide.
Because they have been off the shelves for a while. This is, for people who know, the know, the greatest superhero team of all time. This is, and also one of the most dense, complicated, interesting books.
I guess there's, what were you saying today? 34 different characters?
Yeah, 34. It's like a Robert Altman movie with superheroes. It's.
So I know that they're trying to bank off of the Avengers thing with lots of characters, and they're trying to hit that angle. That's a selling point. I don't know. I'm not sold that that's the best way to get new readers, but I'm glad that they're trying. They're also, notice, making a point of that this is something new or returning that hasn't been around for a while, so it's got a perfect jumping on point for new readers and for normies. And I guarantee you, most of the people watching in this audience right now don't even know that comic books still exist. Isn't this amazing? And I don't care if the book is terrible or if it's good. None of this matters. DC is making an attempt to sell books to normies.
Like, for everyone, like for people who think they've seen it all, like Avengers Endgame, oh my God. For people in the know, you ain't seen Legion yet.
That's very exciting. And I will say from this photo, Ryan Sook, one of my favorite artists. It's so exciting, the two of you working together on this.
This is Ryan Sook and Jordi Belair put this together.
Ryan Sook. Nobody has any idea. Nobody watching this is going to even know who the artists are. But I'm happy that they're doing this again, because this is how you bring comic creators into the mainstream. I'm not saying that comic creators should all be famous superstars, but you should have some. There should be some household names of comic creators that are still alive today. That is what is going to drive people to be interested in comics. And having all those new readers in, once they start reading some comics and they see how cool they are, or they can be, they're going to go out and they're going to find more stuff. So great. Make those artists superstars. It's just funny because they could have said any name, literally any name. Nobody in this audience is going to even know.
together. These are all the redesigned Legionnaires. People haven't seen them in a while. We're going to bring them back. And what these characters do is that they live 1,000 years in the future from us. It's 1,000 years from now. So good news, there's a future. Right? That's the good. That's the right.
That's good news.
It's 1,000 years from now.
Because global warming. I love that.
And all these teenagers have gotten together to live the ideals of the age of heroes. They want to be Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and so they're living what they think is the best version of us.
Well, I think we should all take a cue from them, and it is wonderful to have you here as always.
Thanks so much.
Great. Okay. So, I mean, this is beyond the book, honestly. I don't care, honestly. I don't care about the book at all. I've long since given up on DC and Marvel. However, if they're doing something like this and they're trying to reach out to new comic book readers, this is a good thing. I'm glad they're doing it. Marvel should be doing the same, not just about their movies. They should be getting on there and having a creator get on there that makes comics, not in the movies, you know, or maybe this. You could even have an actor, anybody, Chris Pratt, and then have whoever the heck is writing Guardians of the Galaxy, and they could get on a late night show on the Colbert Show, and they could talk together about Guardians of the Galaxy and make the comics a big deal. They could do this really easily because you've got, you know, DC, Marvel, Disney, AT&T, everybody that owns all these companies, and they've got connections to make this kind of thing happen, to advertise books to normies. Even if you want to go for adults, that's fine. You could still do that. Chances are there's going to be someone watching that has at least a little bit of interest in comics. Now, I hope this isn't it. I hope they're going to do a lot more targeting of normies and getting new readers into comics. Please, it's going to be better for everyone. It's nice to see DC doing, at least just showing that they're going to be doing a little bit of the heavy lifting. I wish Marvel would follow suit. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you haven't yet, please sign up for the mailing list, because guys, we're really going to try and make this a huge campaign and make a splash in the industry. So I would really appreciate your support. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.